All right.
Well, holy shit. Okay, so we just watched Lovelace.
Lovelace, yeah, Lovelace with...
What is Lovelace?
What is Lovelace? Well,
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Where's something to whip you with?
I removed all the things that you could hurt me with.
Fair enough. That's right. It's this. Lovelace, right. I guess a quick synopsis. It's a biopic about Linda Borman, or...
Boromir?
No, just Linda Borman.
Right.
Yeah. And her stage name or her moniker was Linda Lovelace.
Her porn name.
Her porn name, yeah.
It's a very key thing to remember about this movie is it's a porn movie.
What do I have to lose?
You know how sometimes life imitates art?
Right, it's a movie about the porn industry in the 1970s, focusing on her story of, abuse and...
Tragedy.
And exploitation.
It's
and ultimately, like, redemption.
in a sense.
In a sense. Yeah.
It's a roller coaster ride of emotions. It's not for the faint of heart. It's definitely an explicit movie. It's got lots of tits. It's got lots of swear words.
She's like Betty Crocker.
No, she's Linda Lovelace.
You know, how about the next time I want your opinion, I'll ask you what my tastes like.
How much for what? The
You can spend tomorrow with Harry's down your throat.
Peter Sarsgaard plays her boyfriend, husband, pimp, abuser, and
A man of many
manager.
hats.
Yeah, a man of many hats. Though I don't think he wore a hat in the entire movie.
I don't think a hat could fit his hair.
No, he did have quite the fro. He does an excellent job playing a creep.
It's a perfect way to act because the character is supposed to be a disarming type of villain, where you want him to be like the good guy that he appears to be, but then he completely just fucks you over, and then that's where the real tragedy is. And that's what's so cool about this movie is that it's cut in a really weird, like, non-linear style.
Yeah,
it always jumps in like sixes for some reason, but
yeah, I didn't understand the 6 months and then 6 years and then another 6 years.
666 is the number of the beast.
You know what? Actually, that might have actually been on purpose. I don't know.
We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
We're not going to look into it.
No, and we're also not going to contact the directors or the
directors.
screenwriter.
This was made by 2 directors that I've never heard of before. I don't remember what their names were, but they did a fantastic job. And it's, it's like, even for it being like a tough emotional movie, it's also pretty funny. It's got some like really good funny moments, like Adrian Brody's character, like what's his name? His first name was like Dick Long, but they changed it to like Harry Dick or something like that.
That wasn't Adrian Brody.
His name?
He was that guy from the OC.
Adam Brody.
Adam Brody?
Yeah. He was funny.
That's easy for you to say. Suppose your balls were in your ears.
Well, then I could hear myself coming.
Anyway, like splitting, I guess we can talk about the structure of it. Like, yeah, I guess the first third she meets
Chuck Taylor.
Chuck Charlie.
Chuck Taylor?
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it the
Chuck.
guy who makes the Converse shoes? It's Chuck Trainer. That's it.
Yeah. That's right. They're seeing each other all the time. They get married. She gets kicked out of her house by her mother, it seemed. And
Who's like the stereotypical traditional housewife of the 1950s.
Yeah, who's
married to the T-1000.
Yeah, that's right. T-1000's in this. We had a theory that this is actually a prequel to Terminator, and what happened? T-1000 was sent back to the wrong
too
time.
too
far
to the 50s,
back. Yeah.
and then he just had to kind of like stay there and live a life, like a regular life, get a job as like a cop. He's not even a cop. He's like a mall security guy or something now.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, he was a cop. He retired, but then in 1990 he becomes a cop again.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like he was
He's always
practicing.
in uniform. Yeah.
He's always in uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was practicing for his ultimate mission.
I was expecting. He was actually a really good actor in this too. Because I've never seen a movie with him, like with, I don't even, what's his name even?
I don't know. I can't remember.
T-1000.
T-1000.
So the only movies I've seen T-1000 in are like Terminator. He was in Double Dragon as the villain.
You think I'm bad? Where do you meet my lawyers?
And he was in Strange Wilderness, this like Happy Madison movie.
I shoved my knife through the top of his skull into his brain.
None of these movies showcase his acting very well. Even the T-1000 thing, it's like he doesn't actually do anything.
No,
he's straight-faced.
Yeah.
In this movie, he's like crying. Spoiler alert. And
yeah, that's a big spoiler.
But I was expecting like the tears to be like liquid metal.
Every time that Johnny Carson mentions your name, she changes the channel. I saw your movie. I don't even know who that was up there. It's certainly not my little girl.
This movie has a lot of cameos.
That's true. Chloe Sevigny is in it for 1 second.
She's in it for 1 second.
1 second.
To me, it's a movie. Like any other movie, only it has so many better things in it.
Like what?
Like me.
I guess her voice is in it for maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's in it for...
There's a cameo right here.
Yeah. We'll splice you out later.
Yeah, exactly. We'll replace you with Chloe Sevigny.
Yeah.
Out of here. Out. She's fine.
Yeah, don't
Does
worry
that all the
about
time. But I guess, we won't go on too long about this movie, but it's definitely worth watching on Netflix. We lucked out by happening upon it because I remember seeing that list. Like, there was, like, the Thomas the Tank Engine movies as we were nearing it, and I got kind of worried. But we landed on Lovelace, and it's great. You should definitely check it out. It's not for kids. It's like a movie about porn movies. It's explicit content, but it's a great story, and it's short. It's only an hour and a half, so it's definitely worth the watch if you're bored. It's a drama.
Yeah.
No.
And good performance by Amanda Seyfried and Peter Sarsgaard as per usual.
Yeah, no, great performances and solid script, good cinematography. Everything was really good about this movie.
Yeah. I wasn't left like I was left with a sense of, I don't know, empowerment for her at the end, and like that she had gone through this horrible episode in her life.
This horrible ordeal.
Yeah, horrible ordeal. That's right. I guess we should plug her autobiography.
Find it at your local bookstore. Those don't exist anymore, so find it on Amazon.
Well, you could probably find it at the BMV.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we were to rate this movie out of 10?
Out of 10? I'd give it a 7.
Yeah.
It wasn't amazing, but it was a good watch.
It was good, yeah. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. All right.
Check it out. Lovelace.